Hey guys, it's Novelist Dean, and I'm back with yet another video. First of all, I'm just liking this makeup look. Like, yeah, it's showing, it's not full coverage, like, at all. Like, you can definitely see my imperfections, like, especially down here. Normally, I like to do underpainting when it comes to makeup, but I was like, you know what? I really want to embrace my stuff. But I'm really into this look, just get up and go. Normally takes me like a good hour or so, maybe even more if I'm doing, like, focusing on the eyes. But really, I just, like, took, my Juvia's Place bronzer duo and, like, boop, and use it around my face. And for blush, I'm thinking I found a good blush company. Well, it's the About Face, the cheek. It's like a cream to like powdery stuff, and it's very biddable. And because I'm scared to use blush, that's just perfect. Like, you could just, like, it's subtle. Like, wow, like, I didn't go ham, it's just great. I like that company. I kind of want to go buy more colors. I only got 2 right now. It's like that nice terracotta shade that's so good on like black skin. And I got like I want to say purple, but it's more like a rosy purplish color. Either way, but the main focus is the lips. I'm obsessed with lip products, period. Like, if you know me growing up, mainly because, and I said it on my other channels, I think, where I basically said, like, the main reason why I'm obsessed with, like, lip products, and then second is eye stuff, mainly for lips, is because growing up, I was never allowed to wear makeup, but the only makeup I was allowed to wear was clear lip gloss. And as I started to get my own money, and, like, sometimes secretly buy stuff behind my parents' back, I was like, lip products, like, I would, like, legit wear the lip product with nothing. Just, that's it. That would be the statement. Acne and all, didn't care, didn't give a fuck. That was before I knew anything about face products and all that stuff. I would just wear a bold lip to school and then wipe it off before I get home from school, before I get my ass whooped. But, like, lip products, I could, like, if I see a collection, I'm gonna get, like, try to get most of the lip products. Mainly because I'd be losing stuff, but that's besides the point. When it comes to lip products, I'm gonna keep buying. But this main one, I got inspired by Instagram again, and I'm just loving this. Okay, like, I use, like, if you want, personally, when it comes to lip liner, I don't use liners. I prefer using the liquid lipstick because it's matte, it's gonna last a long time, and I could just use it to line my lip, so that way it can last a lot longer. So I use a black lip liner. Well, liquid lipstick, you can use this. I'm thinking about getting more Colored Rain stuff because I'm loving Colored Rain. I love Colored Rain. I have to get rid of some of my old stuff, but yeah, this one, I use this as the outer part, this one as a second liner to kind of overlap the black. I don't know if y'all can see it. You can see a little bit of it. This one is called, what is it? Truffle Rain. Truffle Rain has been, like, the MVP. This is, like, what I reach for the most when it comes for my lip liner for anything. And I know I have a darker one somewhere. Child, like I said, I'd be losing stuff around this house. And then for the lip gloss, I decided to go for NYX again, and it's called Cranberry Pie. Oh, just look at it. Now, I'm not done with my nails yet, but I had to figure out what design. I have an idea, but I was like, you know what? Let's just focus on, like, maybe one thing at a time. So for now, this is it. I don't know what this is gonna be. I'm thinking about just doing a vlog, to be honest, because, child, we need to talk about The One by John Mayers. This is the one that I'm currently reading. I think I'm, like, close to 2 hours into the book. This one, I think. Okay, so the reason why I started reading The One, and it's been on my TBR for a long time, ever since I started hearing the plot. Yeah, I'm 1 hour. Yeah, I'm close to the 2 hour part. I'm just like 30 seconds off. Either way, The One is, sci-fi X. It reminds me of Black Mirror. Every time because I have his other book checked out right now, called The Marriage Act, I think, or The Marriage Pact. I don't know. I'll show it to you. But, like, basically, I feel like each time I hear about these 2 books, it's given, Black Mirror X. And I figured, you know what, before I read his newer book that came out either this year in January or last year, I don't know. Or either way, before I read that, let me read The One since it's been on my TBR for the longest. And because since I already checked it out, so I figured, let me read one after the other. I don't know no other books that he ever written. I just know about The One and the marriage one. So, and both of them have to do with relationships, but, like, in a sci-fi X. And this one, it's been 2 hours, but yet my jaw has already dropped. So basically, in this book, you have this app, or, like, this website, this software, this AI, where it takes your DNA and matches you up with the one, like the perfect one, who matches you in, like, DNA and stuff, and that's supposed to be, like, your soulmate or some shit based on it. And, like, and it started, according to them, 10 years ago, where, like, and after more and more time has passed. Okay, Sorry, I got disturbed. Anyway, so the app is supposed to match you with your one biologically and everything else, and that's supposed to be perfect. And according to like, and it's been, I guess it's a 99% accuracy, and it has a lot of controversy of breaking up people's marriages and stuff who took in the quiz / app and submitted their DNA to find like their soulmate and stuff. Or like, you know, you ended up being paired with the opposite sex, like say if you're straight, and then you end up like being paired with a woman or a man, and it's like, what is going on? Like, controversy, right? And you follow different couples in this. Child, we start out with a banger. Like, you start, like, for example, you see this divorcee woman who, you know, she got divorced, and the main reasons why is because her husband at the time, of course, like, they had struggles, like, especially when it comes for, you know, conceiving and everything, but like, and unfortunately, I don't know if her baby died or she miscarried with twins. Either way, that's the point. But her husband ended up taking, you know, the one quiz and stuff, started dealing with the app, and he found like his perfect match, and he decided to divorce her immediately and go all the way across the world, I guess, for the one. And I was like, wow, wow, that's crazy. And at first she was bitter about it, but then after 3 years of being single, and like she said that to her biological clock is ticking. So even if she wanted to go the natural route of giving birth, she already has enough trouble as it is conceiving. So it's like, you know, she's like, you know what, let me see what's going on. And first of all, it's crazy. These plot lines are crazy. Like, you're following different couples where it's like, for example, I'm gonna say like the one that I'm most interested in, but like the other one, I don't know if it's the same woman or someone else, but she don't use her credit cards to, like, you know what, let me actually, like, she's skeptical about it, but it's like, you know what, yeah, why not see who is the perfect match for me. This woman flew from London to Australia. She's already, you know, struggling a little bit financially and stuff. Child, tell me why she flew all the way to Australia, child. And he's like, and they've been talking to each other, right? And they was like, oh my goodness, like, guess where am I at? And he's like, are you at work? No. Are you, you know, you're there? And no. She took a picture, and child, instead of getting a text message, the man that she matched up with called, is like, you shouldn't come here. Bitch, I was like, you know what? He's probably married. He probably got kids. He probably got all of that stuff. Because that's part of the controversy, you know, of how the app is breaking up people's marriages and stuff. You know, the typical stuff, because people are finding their match and stuff. And then you have this other plot line, y'all. This other plot line where you have this well, they're about to get married. It's an engaged couple, right? And of course, they're already engaged. They're close to, you know, well, not as close, but you know, it's a straight couple. And they're close to engagement, and like the woman is like really pushing, you know what, yeah, we're for each other for a long time, and of course I still want to marry you, but I just want to make sure that we're together biologically. And the man, he's not about that. He's like, bruh, you really, like, mind you, both of them, they were against the app in the first place. So because I don't know if it's peer pressure, you know, he's like, you know, when it comes for the best way to describe the relationship is like, you got the one girl who's into horoscopes and like astrology, and it's like, you know what, maybe, you know, just to see if we match and compatible. And like, meanwhile, the guy's like, that's illogical. I don't care about that stuff, whatever. But like, you know, finally they give in and it was like, you know what, it is what it is. And she's like, and like they do it together, right? And they get the results. And it's like, mind you, this app is, you know, available in like, you know, the first world countries, I would say, or like, you know, but like, you know, underdeveloped countries that don't really have the app, or like aren't, you know, caught up with that type of tech. So technically, just because, and mind you, they have like 1 billion users on the app, 1 billion DNA on that freaking app. Child, what? So she's like, you know, that we'll get to another person later on, but like, they're like, but they open up the results, and she didn't have a match. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have a match right now. It's just that the match may not be on the app at all. It could be that, you know, and like, of course you could pay, you know, to see if you do have a match, to see more of the profile and everything, and talk to each other, you know, that stuff, money making. But like, really, she doesn't have a match. However, and then, you know, and she's like, I don't have a match. And mind you, they both took the app together, so that means that they don't match each other biologically, according to the app, because they both submitted their stuff together. So if she has no match, and you know, they're already you know, engaged, and that means he's not a match for her biologically, but it's whatever. And he's like, he's trying to reassure her, like, honey, it's a fucking app, it's stupid, we are going to make things work regardless. You know, he's about that woman, right? And then he's like, well, I kind of want to know what your result is. And he's not about it. He's like, whatever, it doesn't care. I never cared about this stuff. I wanted to do it because you were interested in it. So they decided, she's like, you know what? Yeah, let me see what your stuff is. And she laughs. I was like, maybe it is, child. You're engaged to, like, no, not engaged, but you match with Alexander. That's how I remember his name. You're engaged, I mean, you're a match with Alexander, a whole man. And he's like, what? I'm not gay. I was like, all of that. And they live, and of course they start to stalk, like they're trying, I'm at the point now where they're trying to find more information about him, like who is he, like what? And he's like, I'm not interested, like I'm not gay, I'm not bisexual, none of that, like, and he's like, are you sure? I wouldn't be surprised. Well, she's not saying I wouldn't be surprised. It's like, it's cool. I always, like, she's saying, I always wanted a gay best friend, and look, I'm marrying one. Child. And I was like, maybe you're not gay, but maybe you're bi. And I was like, I'm not, and he's like, I'm not, like, and like, you know, it was like, honestly, he's not homophobic, but like, this is like, well, she's like, I'm not, like, she's kind of making a joke, like, I didn't know you were that homophobic, but like, he was like, I'm not, I'm just like, this is a shocker, like, all this other stuff. And you know, it's like, oh, and she's like making jokes here and there, like, oh, it's cool, back when I was in uni, because this takes mostly place in the UK, back when I was in uni, you know, I was experimenting with girls and stuff, and I was like, honey, it's not the same. Let's be honest, like, it's not the same when women experiment with each other versus when men experiment with each other. Socially, there's like remember what they did with Tank? Remember what happened to Tank? How he said, yeah, I tried it once and it wasn't for me. Or like, you know, that one episode from Insecure. Like, it's clearly not the same. It's clearly not the same. So she's making all these jokes, but it's like, and who knows, maybe she really is accepting of that, but it's not the same, unfortunately. I wish it was, but it's not the same. Like, men receive a whole lot more judgment for experimenting with their sexuality versus women. And maybe because, you know, the whole male gaze of having two females together, child, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure you'll see many video essays about it, but you know, it's not the same. So that's just one couple. Then you have this one lady, no, this one woman who matched, right? But and she was so excited to meet this man, like, he's very handsome and everything, and then, like, you know, they had a nice humor going on, and like, they're kind of funny. But then one day it's like nothing, cold turkey, and I was like, what's going on? She finds out on Facebook, child, that the man is dead. Her match that she's biologically linked with is dead. So she shows up at the funeral, and it's like, you know, she lied about like a certain, you know, about how they met. And then the sister put her out, like, that's funny, I was on the same trip with them, so you gonna tell me right now, who are you and why are you at my brother's, you know, memorial? Child, I can't wait to read more about that. And I was like, what happens if your match dead? Because like, do you really believe that there's only one person? Like, technically the title is the one, but like, what if, like, you would hear some stories about, like, you know, after, you know, the partner dies and then they find another person that they love just as much as the person that they were, like, that they thought was their soulmate. Like, do you really think that you only have one soulmate, or, you know, just, you know, or multiple soulmates, but, you know, just in case one dies. Just in case one dies and then it's like, oh, you got another soulmate. Do you really think that? I don't know. Honey, I have little to dating experience, so don't come to me, but it's always a thought, you know, or whenever I have these discussions with other people, it's like, do you really think so? But with that being said, her you know, match is dead. Okay, so that's just another couple. Then you have this woman, she hasn't found her match yet. She's a billionaire, right? And of course she's talking about a little bit of her life and how she got to her billions, and how everybody, the press and stuff, is all up in her relationships, her sex life, and how the reason why she signed up for the app, she technically was there since the very beginning. Like, since the first app got developed, she was the one who, like, submitted it in the first place. She's one of the very first people. And now after 10 years, after 1 billion people are on the app, and yet she still can't find nobody on the app, she's like losing hope, because she's thinking, okay, maybe I do have a match out there, but he's probably like in an underdeveloped country that, or they are probably in an underdeveloped country that doesn't have the app in the first place, or doesn't have access to the app, and like, it is what it is. So she kind of grew to like kind of harden and be alone. And of course, when you have the media paying your ex-boyfriends to find out about your sex life, about how you are as a girlfriend, as a partner in bed, then you become, you know, very hard and cold-blooded. And it's like, because it's like, the whole reason why she kind of wants to, you know, keeps looking at the app is because like, it just cuts out the middleman. Because already, like, because then it's like, okay, already I don't have to deal with finding out, okay, are you with me because of my money, or are you with me because you're trying to find details, or are you trying to, or do I know if you are going to, like, if this doesn't work, are you just going to go to the media? And it's crazy. And it's crazy because she said, it's funny because I don't see Jeff Bezos or Bill, you know, the one who made Microsoft. I don't see any of these people getting the whole sex life and like marriage and dissected by the community. If anything, they have like the business dissected by the community, but not their whole personal lives. Now she has everything dissected by the community, her business, her sex life, her everything. And that's just being part of a woman, where everything is being dissected. So she's kind of holding out hope. I don't think she got matched yet, but she's about to. I feel like she's about to. And then what else? Oh yeah, the one who said I shouldn't, the one who went to Australia, and I was like, oh, you shouldn't be here. She started talking about, like, you know, like the possibilities, like, you know, how it could be married or all this extra stuff. Child, it's a whole catfish. How do you catfish someone on an app like that where you need your DNA and stuff? I guess you could post out fake pictures, but I literally got to the point where, like, she got, like, you know, like, you shouldn't be here text, and then, like, she finally, like, no, fuck it, I'm gonna find out. I flew all the way from London to Australia. I'm gonna find out where you at. She shows up, she was like, and I was like, wait, you're not him. Girl, I can't wait. But the one that I am the most invested in, okay, you got this man, right? He's not interested. He's just curious, but, you know, he's just curious. And then you have another woman on the app. I forgot what her backstory is. I don't know. She's interested, and, you know, between work and stuff, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, let me try it. Child, the man is a whole serial killer. Like, literally the first few pages, like, you see him, like, it's kind of like he's on the app as, like, you know, just being on the app and stuff. It's pinging his mannerisms and everything. He's like, okay, it's on the app. Okay, he's bruising through the woman and everything. He was like, you know what? And he's talking to, you know, his match. I was like, that's interesting. No, he actually signed up for it, I think. And then he heard about, you know, the app, and, like, how he heard of other people being matched with the same sex, or, like, someone who's like 10 years or 15 years older. And he's like, I don't want to be, you know, associated with, you know, another man, or, like, you know, a geriatric, you know, because whatever, child. And he's like, so he's just hoping that, you know, it's gonna be a woman, you know. But, like, he said, let me get off the phone, because it's rude to be, you know, on the phone with, it's rude to be on the phone with a woman when you're in the presence of another woman. And then he's going into the room, and, like, the woman is dead with blood dried up. And I was like, oh, this man is a serial killer, child, in the UK, bitch. So he gets matched up, and they finally meet, and he's kind of feeling some things. He's like, you know, like, because he's like a sociopath. He had no emotion. He was looking up, like, before the date, he was like, okay, I'm gonna show up late, so that way I have the power. She's gonna think, you know, have some doubt, you know, and then, you know, because I don't want her feeling, you know, all this extra shit. He even went on Amazon to read. He read all the relationship books and stuff, and tried to create a generic stuff just to see how far this is gonna go. And he's like, he's already starting to feel an inkling towards this, because he's so, like, at one point, I think he killed a woman who is not funny, but, like, later on, when he was, like, hunting for these women to, like, kill and stuff, one of them, he's like, he's easily disgusted by people. So, like, one of the women had, like, when they were eating dinner, had a little bit of, you know, a little bit of green stuff from the food, spinach, I don't know, kale, whatever, stuck in her teeth on the little corner, and, like, already bothered him. So he was like, whatever. And I don't know what his motivation for killing is. Either way, he's a serial killer. So already he's like, okay, nothing on her teeth. She seems okay. She's like, I never met a woman so direct and stuff, child. And, like, he was like, you know what? I never asked what you do for a living. The serial killer, I never knew what you did for a living. And she said, oh, I thought I said it. I'm a police officer. I was in my car, like, he's like, what? That's his match. His match, mind you, this app is 99.999% accurate. So it's like, what? A serial killer matches up with a police officer. That is the couple that I am the most invested in. I'm interested to see about the catfish situation, and, you know, about the, you know, the potential bi man. I don't know. I have a feeling that he might be, like, start investigating behind his fiance's back. But, like, you know, whatever. But, like, the serial killer and the police officer, oh yes, I'm invested. That's the couple I'm more interested in. And also I'm really curious about, you know, like, if your match is dead, will you find another match type of situation? Child. Or is it really only, as the title says, the one? Child, I am invested. It's only been 2 hours into the audiobook. How many times we got left? Child. Girl, say less. Say less. I am invested. It's like the audiobook is like 11 hours long. You know I'm gonna eat this up. I should have read this book sooner. And I already knew that, I already heard from other people's reviews, because that's what got me invested in the first place, how, like, a random woman gets paired up with, you know, a serial killer. It's like, how is this possible? And here's the thing, at the very first beginning, it has a disclaimer for the app, not for the book, for the app. It was like, okay, we're not responsible for any death, broken marriages, or anything like that. So you know some shit is going to happen. Bro. Oh, we're gonna eat tonight. Anyways, that's it for the bookish update. Oh, not really. Another book that I'm reading is called The Laughing Corpse. I did promise myself I wanted to read the Anita Blake series. What book did I stop at? I think I stopped at either book 11 or book 10. one of those books. Honey, I'm gonna just say, I'm on the second book, and already I'm like kind of irritated. Like, sure, the life, like how, you know, kind of how True Blood is, you know, vampire existence, and how I wonder if later on in the series how she really, you know, how if the zombies really do get the rights and everything, because like right now people are treating the zombies as slaves, you know, some from Haiti. There's a few stories here and there, but I've heard about, you know, that. But in this book is like, already I'm kind of irritated. But then again, this is a series written by a white woman, so what can I expect? So already you have in the Laughing Corpse, you already have like some kind of murder thing going on. Anita Blake, she's a vampire hunter, but she's really an animator. She don't like being called, you know, the vampire hunter. Like, girl, you, honey, of course you're a hunter. Whatever, child. Anyway, she's like 24 in this book. I'm like, damn. No wonder. Anyways, some parts are kind of annoying, especially in the first book. I was like, oh, just get over it. I gave it the same rating as I did the first time, which is a 3 stars for the first book, called Guilty Pleasures, with Jean-Claude and everything else. That was our first introduction to him. Anyways, he's now the new master vampire at the end of that book. But right now, she's dealing with some kind of creature that is killing and tearing people apart. And it's like, no, this isn't the work of zombies or even a ghoul. This is something else entirely. So she goes to like this woman who either does voodoo or voodoo addiction. And all I gotta say is already, when Anita is talking about her upbringing, she's raised by her white half, but apparently she's like Mexican mixed with something else. I don't know, child. All I'm saying is that her grandmother was like, no, our side is evil. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like how, but then again, I understand, because you do have some family members like that, like my mom being one of them, how voodoo is evil and stuff. But granted, she did grow up, so she probably seen some things that made her think that way. And also I have other family members who do voodoo, and it's like, no, like, just like how in Christianity or in any other religion, there's good and there's evil. In this case, she's deciding to show the evil parts of voodoo, and I don't like how she's just immediately demonetizing it, you know, demonizing it. Now, and it's like, I hope later on in the series that they might showcase, but then again, like I said, this is a series written by a white woman. It's probably not going to happen anytime soon, or if ever. I don't know if people who read the series know, let me know. But like, already it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. But already, like, she, even herself, because like I said, there are some evil people who do, just like how there's good and bad people, there's people like that. In this case, the woman, straight up evil. I don't like what she's doing to her zombies. Basically, in this new age of life, how life and death is getting thinner and thinner. You even in the first book, you have a church full of vampires and people who are scared of death, or like, you know, who, I guess it makes you think like, okay, well, if vampires exist, what's the point of there being a god? Is there even a heaven or hell? Because I could live forever type of situation. So you have like a church dedicated for people who want to turn into vampires, literally. Like, that's the whole point of them going, and they have more and more followers growing each day ever since the vampires came out. And I'm surprised that they didn't show that in True Blood. Well, they did have that one church and everything, but it's like, it's different. It was run by humans, first of all, but I'm surprised there was no church, you know, full of vampires, or like people or humans who wanted to become vampires in the church, you know, type of situation in True Blood. I'm really surprised they didn't show that in the show or in the book. But then again, I stopped reading books. So anyways, this is actually a good idea. At least in that's a like nice world building piece. I was like, that's actually quite interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happened here in real life. And so far, I think similar to, no. So in this world, people know that ghouls and animators and other creatures exist. While in True Blood, the only people that they know exist is vampires, while other supernatural creatures are hidden. So even in here, in this world for Anita, in this second book, it was revealed that the Catholic preach was like, you know, if you're an animator, your soul is condemned to hell for bringing back people back from the dead, is immoral and all that stuff. So it's all that stuff, you know. So on top of that, you have this woman who is, I don't like what she's doing. She is using her zombies for money and stuff, and it's not surprising because there are some evil people who would, you know, do that here, you know, that I've heard in Haiti who've done that, and that's if you believe it. Personally, I do. But in this new world, in this new age, she's and because these zombies don't have no rights, like she has seen zombies used for yard work and all that stuff, and it's like their personality, it's only a few seconds before the personality is gone. But because of her powers, this voodoo priestess, I want to call her voodoo priestess, no, because no, she basically uses her powers to bring back to trap their souls into a bottle and their body. So here's the thing, right? She can, like, the whole point of it rotting, the body rotting, is because the soul isn't there. However, if you can put the soul back in, it kind of stops the rotting process. So she has this two old zombies. One of them is a woman, and I feel like she said, listen, in the new age, like, people are into some weird stuff like necrophilia. she's like using this woman, like she plans on using that poor zombie, and like she can tell that, and Anita's like, wait, this zombie is aware, and like in hope. Like this zombie is looking at me with hope in her eyes, like to release me. So she's conscious of what's happening to her. I don't like that. And which technically, I know with Hollywood and stuff, they do all that stuff. But like, you know, if you are, you know, into the community and stuff, or, you know, if you like me, you heard stories, technically zombies, they are still very much aware. It's not like how you see in the movie and stuff. Yes, you are dead. And like you had the whole funeral and stuff. But you have, you know, when you are, you know, become a slave to the person who brought you back as a zombie, you are very much aware. You are very much aware of you, other people, all of that stuff. It's just that you have no control no more. Like, I've heard some stories back from home, how like, you know how like you have women who are selling, you know, fruits and stuff. I've heard of like a few stories of how, you know, this woman's like, yeah, I'm a zombie. Like they know that what they are. And it's like, yeah, like I know that my family had a funeral for me and everything, but I'm a zombie. I cannot do nothing. Like I am a slave, like type of stuff. That's if you believe it. Like I said, I do. So in this case, you know, it's very much going back to, you know, some roots where it's like, this woman's aware. And it makes me upset about how, and it makes even Anita say, like, that is horrible. But because it's not illegal, and it's not, you know, it's not, because they don't, like, zombies don't have no rights in this world at all. It was like, this person's already dead. What you want us to do? Like, right now, she's like, Anita is trying to, like, go to legislators and everything else. Trying to, you know, all the little animators who care about the dead. It's like, listen, we need to create some laws to protect these zombies for, you know, because, like, but, you know, it's kind of hard when, you know, at least in this world, you know, where it's like, okay, this person's already dead, their soul is gone, what's the point? And it's like, I'm on Anita's side when it comes for this, to be honest. I'm like, nah, that's dead ass wrong. And already we have, that just broke my heart. And if her soul is already in there because she has the power to do that, not Anita, but the other chick, then that in itself got me pissed off. But here's the thing, the rules for this, for animators is like, the older the body that you're trying to bring up is, the greater sacrifice that you need. Like, for example, like if it's more than a few years old, like for example, you're trying to bring up a 200-year-old body, or like maybe or more, you need a human sacrifice. In this case, I think the lady is a human sacrifice. As it's like, because like the person who you know, taught Anita and everything, turns out he was working for, you know, the señorita type of chick, right? And he's like, yeah, I used to do that stuff. I was like, what? And Anita's disappointed in him and is like, you gonna tell my wife? Because the wife don't know nothing about that stuff. She only knows that he's an animator, and she only started to care about his soul when the Catholic priest was like, okay, none of these animators are going to heaven type of shit. But either way, that's where we at. There was a mystery at the very beginning. I'm thinking that it has to do with the other zombie that was ripping, that she has in her little corner. The señorita type of woman, voodoo woman. Or should I say voodoo? No, whatever. Whatever she is. She is, I feel like she has more to do with that, but I will say, it is so graphic. I didn't forget how graphic it was, because till this day, I don't even know what book it was. I still remember that one scene where they have to like find some information, and they come across, like, you know, this porn video, and it shows, you know, the shifters and stuff, and how it quickly turned into cannibalism, child. And it was a snuff film, basically. And I still remember that till this day. Highly disgusted, and I still don't know what book that's gonna come up, but I know it's gonna come up when I catch up to where I was. Either way, I know how graphic it is, so it was so sad hearing about, you know, the little boy who's dead, because like already the parents were dead and stuff, but like and how they were torn apart and all this extra stuff. So it's like, oh damn. And they couldn't find the little boy, so it's like, that little boy's dead. I already knew it. I already knew that little boy was dead. So when they found his body dismembered and all this thing, I was like, you need to find this, whatever creature this is, ASAP. I feel like that one got something to do with it, because she already has these people, like these zombies, doing her bidding. So what you gonna do, right? With that being said, I think that's it for the ones I'm actively reading, because like I started an audiobook for a nonfiction book, but it's like I can't tell you shit. I cannot tell you shit. You expect me to remember? I don't. I'm gonna have to start that book all over again anyways. I mean, luckily I didn't make it that far into the audiobook, maybe like 30-45 minutes, but I listen to things on double speed anyways, so it is what it is. With that being said, I'm out. As an update, today is Monday, January 22nd, and I guess I'll give you updates throughout the week. You guys, I just finished the one by John Mars. This is the most unhinged but also thought-provoking book I have ever read. And it's a sci-fi. Look at me reading a sci-fi book. But y'all, I'm like so, it's so like, I would never, first of all, I'm almost bursting at the seams to spoil it for y'all, but I think y'all should go in on your own. I kid you not, this is gonna be the first 5-star, well actually, this is gonna be like a good 4 stars. I took off 1 star because of that one plot twist that got me angry. It's like, you gotta do that stereotype. When you read the book and you me, I was like, side eye. But with that being said, if it wasn't for that one stereotype, at least that I perceive, then it would have been a 5 stars. But for now, I'm petty, so I was gonna give it a 4. With that being said, I would never, first of all, I don't even trust these DNA companies anyways. But the bloodshed, the confusion, the it had everything, pregnancies, catfish. It's like, this is what happens when you be playing God and shit. It is literally, I keep saying this about like, I'm sorry if you hear my mom in the background, but basically these are like, whenever I'm thinking about sites that need your DNA, like for example, your ancestry.com or any other things like that, I always think that it's like opening a Pandora's box, because you don't know what you're going to get. Because despite me wanting to participate in like sites like those, obviously this is more based on seeing if you will find your biological match, but it's like, for some of these couples, it's like a placebo effect, you know, because some of them, they didn't feel, like she said, like for example on the website, it said that some people experience their spark within 48 hours. But what if you don't feel the spark at all? You got manipulators, you got all of that stuff going on, because you don't know who you're gonna get matched with. Like for example, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Okay, y'all, sorry for that. Anyways, like, you don't know what Pandora's box that you're opening. I mean, let's be honest, you see this in real life, how people who, when they go on the Ancestry or findmyhistory.com, you know, those sites, then they find out that they're adopted, they find out that they're a whole secret family and everything. Like, if this is happening right now in real life, and already the chaos that ensued already in people's regular day lives, who's to say when this happens and people are leaving their marriages, people are breaking up, people they get pregnant and all this other stuff, and you find out the worst things later on, like that one there's so much you don't know what this is why I could never, like, if this became a show, I can see it becoming a miniseries on, you know, Netflix or something. Just like, okay, y'all, so I found out that it is actually a show on Netflix. It came out back in 2021. Bro, you know what, if I was into shows, then yeah, I would definitely watch it. So maybe I'll make it a point to watch it this year. How Black Mirror is, because it's very Black Mirror X, you know, so unhinged, completely unhinged. And all I gotta say is, just like how that one character, who I'm not going to reveal who she is, just like how that one character was like, you're going to have to, like, fuck it, it's time for people to make the decisions for themselves and to follow their instincts. Because at the end of the day, yes, biologically, yes, you have some things that's been following us in, like, mankind and stuff, but there's just something like your intuition, you know. And just like how people be like playing God in this horrible situation, it's like God, like, if you believe in that stuff, God also gave you other things to rely on besides just your DNA, honey, like your intuition, like your, you know, like that gut feeling that you just gotta follow through if you believe in that stuff. It's like not just your instincts, you know, it's just like spiritually and everything. It's like, it's just, this is a lot. But like I said, if it wasn't for that one plot twist, straight up, that's going to be a 4 star. It would have been a 5 star, but like I said, because of that one stereotype, no, I'm not feeling that. I was enjoying this book up until that point. It's like, why though? Why? Like, why? What was the reason? What was the reason? Anyways, with that being said, I'm out. And this is another child. I was supposed to be reading every single day. Honey, I already failed that tax for the year. I mean, at least for this month. I wouldn't say for the whole year, but you know. So, and I don't know. I feel like kind of, after reading this, I don't know. I feel kind of like in a reading slump. Not really, because luckily I have his newer book. I don't know if it came out last year or this year. Either way, I'm going to read it. And it's called The Marriage Act. Child, I'm going to read it right now. Actually, not right now, because I got to update my spreadsheets and everything, because I bought a few books, ebooks. Actually, I bought a few ebooks. Did I get a few audiobooks? I'm not sure, but I had to double check, because I know I got a few audiobooks and stuff. So we are this is just great. The first 5, well, actually 4-star, the first 4-star read of this stuff of this year. So like I said, great, just great. That's all I gotta say. And I really want to spoil things for y'all, but I feel like you should go in for yourself. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Okay, like and there was some parts where I actually teared up. I was like, oh my god, oh my goodness. And it has people leaving questions. It's like the Pandora's box, honey. That's what that whole company is. A Pandora's box with 1 billion people on that app. Child, this is too much. This is way too much. I kind of hope to find out what happened towards, one character towards the end. But, some things is like, you know what? You got to deal with the consequences. That's all I got to say for everything. With that being said, deuces. I don't know when I'm going to update y'all again. Today is Friday. So, Friday the 26th. So, I'll see you next time. Anyways, look at my nails. Bye. Read a book.